The San Francisco 49ers have recently received some great news, and there's been an important move made that I'm about to dive into. But before we get into that, I want to update you all on Brock Purdy's situation and share some key dates that are coming up. So let's get into it. However, before we do, I want to quickly touch on something for those of you who participated in the initiative aimed at the subscribers. As I was looking at the time right now, I remember I mentioned previously that I would be waiting for a period of 24 hours after posting to pick the winner. So, I'll be pinning a comment at exactly 7:45 p.m. Pacific time. Now, that's important to note because it's different from my mountain time, so it might take a little while for that pin comment to show up. I hope by the time you watch this, it'll already be visible, but if not, don't worry, it will be pinned at 7:45 p.m. Pacific time. The winner will have 72 hours to respond and confirm their interest, and from there, I'll provide the instructions on how to receive the $50 to buy some 49ers related gear. But with that out of the way, let's jump into a quick update on Brock Purdy. Not too long ago, a commentator was involved in a discussion that they call a breakfast talk, and I want you to hear quickly what was emphasized in that little clip. Essentially, what was highlighted was that everything Brock Purdy has done since stepping onto the NFL field has been nothing short of exceptional. He's been leading the league in yards per attempt, sitting at the top of the passer rating leaderboard, second in yards, and third in wins. By all definitions, this guy is a top-tier quarterback. Now, if you want to place him in the top 5, the top 7, the top 10, I'm perfectly fine with any of that. To me, he's an elite quarterback. And I think it's really great that more and more people are finally starting to recognize that he's worth $50 million a year. He absolutely deserves that type of contract. When I first started talking about Brock Purdy and whether he's among the 5 or 10 best quarterbacks, I know there was a lot of debate around that. But honestly, I think we've moved beyond that discussion. Every year, these players are in different situations. So, I prefer to look at quarterbacks in layers. And we've talked about this before, so I won't go into too much detail here. There's the top layer of quarterbacks, which includes guys like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and others. And then there's the next layer, which includes nearly 28 other teams in the NFL. Most of the teams in the league would love to have a quarterback from that second layer, a quarterback who has the potential to become elite at any time. These guys should definitely be considered top-level quarterbacks because they're the type of player who can absolutely take their team to a Super Bowl. Now, they might not offer the best chance to win a Super Bowl compared to the quarterbacks in that top layer, but according to this discussion, there are only 4 teams right now in the NFL that have one of those elite quarterbacks. And one of those teams is the Cincinnati Bengals, who, despite having a solid quarterback in Joe Burrow, didn't even make the playoffs this year. That just goes to show that while having a good quarterback is incredibly important, it doesn't always guarantee success. I can confidently say that Brock Purdy is a quarterback in that second tier with the potential to move up to the elite level. Sure, he benefits from having some really good players around him, and who wouldn't? But that doesn't take away from his talent. I feel very comfortable with that analysis. But today, I want to talk about something else, something that really gets me excited, almost like the feeling of breaking through a wall to support the 49ers when I saw the announcement of the offseason dates. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, wait, you're excited about that. But honestly, I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to seeing how everything unfolds. Even though the rookie minicamp isn't listed here, because that's the one thing missing, we've got training camp scheduled for July, but we don't really need to worry about that right now. Those are the official offseason activities that are coming up. And aside from the rookie minicamp, which isn't included here because I want to mention it next, one of the things I love about this time of year is that if your baseball team, like the Giants for example, is already in a bit of trouble by the time April rolls around, you'll have these off-season activities to keep you occupied. I really enjoy this time of year because it's when we can get a little deeper into who these players are. To me, that makes the real season even more exciting because you spend so much time learning about them, getting excited about their performances, and being hyped for the direction the football team is taking. Thinking about these players makes the whole experience so much more enriching as the season gets closer. It gives more weight to their accomplishments because you've spent so much time learning about them and building up expectations for the trajectory of the team. You start to feel more connected, and I'm genuinely excited about the upcoming dates, the team's planned activities, and the images of the players hitting the field. All of this makes it feel like we're getting closer to the next NFL season, the 2025 season, and I'm seriously hyped for it. Now, let's talk about the recent move made by the 49ers. Bear with me for a second, because you might not immediately grasp the significance of this move. So don't assume you know where I'm going with this. According to a credible source that tracks a lot of team interactions, there are several trackers available that monitor meetings, invites, and virtual sessions with potential players, as well as those being observed at events like the Senior Bowl and Pro Days. Among those, the tracker I'm referring to stands out as particularly reliable in my opinion. If you want the link, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll find it for you. Now, let's talk about the official visits for the team's top 30 prospects. Jalen Coners is someone we've talked about before, and at that time, he hadn't yet had his visit, which was a planned event. Harold Fannin Jr., out of Bowling Green, is also highlighted here, and we've had some deep discussions about him. He's a tight end that I'm really excited about. Then there's Justin Jacobs, which is an interesting case. He's not present in every single ranking, but from what I've gathered, this is actually a confirmed official visit among the top 30, one that took place about 8 days ago. But this information didn't get much attention at the time. Justin Jacobs from Oregon didn't have a ton of standout performances this season, but he did have some memorable plays in previous years. I want to note that he played for Iowa, although I might be mistaken about that. The reason I'm hesitant is because I came across content from a channel I follow on social media that listed these as the team's top 30 prospects, showing, for instance, a player from Arkansas and a defensive lineman from South Carolina. But Justin Jacobs wasn't on that list, whereas a player from Marshall was. That caught my attention because that Marshall player fits the type of prospect I would love for the team to target. I really hope they make a strong push to bring him in, as he represents the kind of talent I think Looking at the details of this player, it's clear that he's someone the 49ers should be actively considering. While there's still some uncertainty regarding the source of this information, based on the data we have, he seems like an ideal fit for the team's needs. This is a player who could come in and make an immediate impact, not just through his physical attributes, but through his ability to adapt and grow in the NFL. He's someone that could help the team reach the next level, especially in their pursuit of a Super Bowl title. But, again, there's a bit of ambiguity here, because not all the reports are aligned, and sometimes rumors and unconfirmed details can cloud our judgment. However, the excitement is real. If the 49ers are indeed looking in this direction, it could signal that they're serious about strengthening their roster with the best possible talent, especially when considering the current state of the league. This type of player, with a skill set, could bring a fresh energy to the team and perhaps even challenge some of the more established players for their starting spots. The NFL is all about competition, and it's always exciting to see new blood entering the league with the potential to shake things up. As we approach the offseason, it's clear that the 49ers are positioning themselves for success. This isn't just about the draft or free agency. It's about strategic moves that will pay off in the long run. The team's management seems focused on building a squad that can not only compete but dominate. They understand that the window for a Super Bowl championship is narrow, and the time to act is now. This is where the excitement comes from, knowing that every decision, every move made during this offseason could be a crucial piece in the puzzle that will lead to the team's next great triumph. When we look back at the 49ers' recent history, it's evident that they've been a strong contender in the NFC, but they've fallen short in crucial moments. That doesn't take away from the talent they have. Rather, it highlights how fine the line is between victory and defeat in the NFL. This is why these moves, these rumors, these visits are so important. They could be the difference between making it to the big game or falling short once again. Now, let's shift our focus back to the dates that are coming up for the 49ers. These offseason dates are more than just dates on a calendar. They're a glimpse into the future, a hint at what's to come. For fans, this time of year is full of anticipation, and it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of what could happen. We know that the team is gearing up for training camp, and that's when the real work begins. But before that, there's the mini camp, which is an opportunity for rookies and new players to make their mark. This is where the foundation for the next season is laid, where coaches get a first look at their new talent and start figuring out how the pieces will fit together. I get it. It might seem a little early to be this excited about off-season activities, but when you're a fan of a team like the 49ers, you know that every little detail counts. You can feel the buzz in the air, and the excitement starts to build as we get closer to those first practices, those first glimpses of the new players in action. It's not just about the games. It's about the journey to get there, the development of the players, and the strategies that will come together to shape the season ahead. So yes, I'm excited. I'm excited because I can already see the potential of this team. I can feel the energy building, and it's contagious. There's something about this time of year that brings a sense of hope and optimism. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way. Whether you're looking at the draft, free agency, or simply the players who are going to be returning to the team, there's a lot to be hopeful for. Of course, I know some of you may still be skeptical. You might be wondering if all these moves will actually translate to success on the field. It's a fair question, and one that every fan of every team has to ask. But the truth is, you don't know until the season starts. You don't know until you see the players gel, until you see the game plans come together, until you see the team execute. That's when the real work starts. That's when we'll know if all the moves, all the talks, all the excitement have led to something great. For now, though, all we can do is speculate and get excited for what's to come. We've already seen what this team can do, and with a few key additions and some fine-tuning, the 49ers could be on the brink of something special. The offseason is just the beginning of that journey. There's still many more decisions to be made, many more moves to be discussed, and many more players to evaluate. But one thing is for sure, the 49ers are on the right track. As we approach the next few weeks, the anticipation will only grow. Every piece of news, every update will add fuel to the fire, and fans will be more and more eager to see how this offseason shapes up. Will the 49ers make the right moves? Will they be able to build the team they need to get back to the Super Bowl? Only time will tell. But for now, we can continue to enjoy the ride, the rumors, and the excitement that comes with being a fan of this incredible franchise. And who knows? The next big move could be just around the corner. So, as we move forward and continue to keep an eye on the offseason, let's keep the faith. Let's remember that it's not just about what happens in the offseason, but how the team prepares for the future. The 49ers have shown time and time again that they have the talent and the drive to succeed. With a few key adjustments, they could very well be back in the hunt for the ultimate prize. And that's what makes this time of year so thrilling, because anything can happen, and every move has the potential to make a huge difference. So, with the offseason upon us and the 2025 season on the horizon, let's enjoy the ride. The best is yet to come. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers have reportedly expressed serious interest in acquiring Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs. The mere suggestion of Mahomes leaving Kansas City, where he has cemented his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, seems unthinkable. Yet, sources close to the situation indicate that the 49ers are exploring what would undoubtedly be the biggest trade in league history. Could San Francisco, still haunted by 2 Super Bowl losses to Mahomes, be plotting a game-changing power shift? The 49ers, already boasting one of the most complete rosters in the NFL, have lacked one crucial element in recent years: a transcendent quarterback who can single-handedly change the course of a franchise. While Brock Purdy has impressed, the front office is reportedly willing to go all in for Mahomes, believing that he is the missing piece in their pursuit of a dynasty. With head coach Kyle Shanahan at the helm and an offensive system tailor-made for an elite playmaker, the thought of Mahomes in a 49ers jersey is tantalizing. For the Chiefs, entertaining such a deal seems unfathomable, given Mahomes' unprecedented success. The 28-year-old superstar has delivered 3 Super Bowl titles and rewritten the record books, all while signing a mammoth 10-year, $503 million contract in 2020. However, with the league salary cap always a looming challenge, could Kansas City be tempted by an offer that includes a historic haul of draft picks, established stars, and long-term financial flexibility? It would take an offer of epic proportions to even make the Chiefs consider picking up the phone. From a narrative standpoint, Mahomes joining the 49ers would be a dramatic full-circle moment. San Francisco has been his greatest postseason rival, falling to him in 2 Super Bowls. The idea of Mahomes now leading their charge for a championship would be nothing short of poetic. But with his deep-rooted ties to Kansas City and his relentless drive to build a dynasty there, would he even entertain the possibility of a new chapter elsewhere? While the chances of Mahomes actually leaving Kansas City remain slim, the mere speculation has electrified the NFL world. If the 49ers are serious about making this move, it would require an unprecedented offer and a seismic shift in the Chiefs' long-term vision. For now, the football universe watches and waits. Could this be the blockbuster trade that changes the league forever? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.